Oh my goodness. First off, I had no idea. We've come a really long way. We've come a long way. I'm so grateful for all of you guys and everything you're sharing because I'm learning here too. As far as the basics, obviously the basics work, especially when they're consistently done. The strength training, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, drinking 100+ ounces of water, and eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner with snacks in between. Those are literally the things that we spend 65% of our time on in that first session, whether it be a consult or a presentation. It's the nutrition 101. And, I get the questions of like, yeah, but what protein powder should I use? I was like, well, are you eating breakfast?
Right.
No. Okay, well, let's start there. And then I'm happy to answer your protein question because yes, protein is very important. And I'm like the protein queen. I love protein. And I think that whey protein is a fantastic option to supplement the gaps in your nutrition, but you don't even have a nutrition right now because you eat maybe 1.5 meals per day. You have a half a sandwich at lunch. Maybe you have some pretzels and chips 4 hours later, and then you go into a training session for 2 hours and you're gassed, and then you get injured and you're asking about protein powder. So I kind of put it in the category of like, these are why it's, the basics are important. This is why. And the consequences of not eating fundamental meals are that you're not going to get bigger, faster, stronger. You're going to get injured. You're going to get sick. You're going to get poor grades. And Mike knows this too. I mean, working with kids, they want it now. I mean, we all, even adults, we want it now. So when you tell them that these are the consistent things you need to do over time, you need to eat half your plate carbohydrates, you need to have some protein and carbs around your workouts. Let's start there and be consistent with that. You're going to get better results versus trying to do some crazy intense meal plan that everybody thinks they need when they just need to get back to the basics. So how I simply approach that is asking them those questions. And when they can't answer in the ways that they know that they should, it puts them in a position that, yeah, I've got to make some changes here. I've got to start packing an actual snack, and I can, grab a banana and some peanut butter. I can do the hard-boiled eggs. And then they find that protein powder too. I mean, oh, this is going to be a more cost-effective way. Because a lot of parents, kind of cool. Some of the parents are saying, all right, Johnny, if you want to use the protein powder, you're going to have to buy it on your own. But I'll buy you real food. So if the parent forces the kid to buy the protein powder, they're more likely to then eat the food at home because they don't have the cash. So I have a lot of different tactics that I've learned over the years working with some of these parents. And just simply put, once they start doing those consistent things, they start to see the gains. They feel the gains in the weight room. They run faster. And even the female athletes too. The biggest thing is that they think that they should be consuming smoothies or a salad to stay lean and fast, and you can't eat like a bird and race like a beast. And they learn that quickly once they start eating more. So it just, the byproduct of the basics is you just become a better, healthier athlete.
Do the women you work with or the young girls you work with, do they ever worry about, particularly when you talk about protein, do they say, I don't want to get big?
Yes. Try not to, I used to be one of them when I was little. I mean, I didn't know I was eating a lot of carbs. So yes, it's not just about getting big, but it's about gaining weight. And it's even a concern for a lot of the men too, because we work with all athletes, but they don't want to feel heavy from a digestion standpoint. It's not necessarily big that they'll say, it's more, I don't want to feel heavy on the field. I don't want to feel full when I go to a training session. I want to be fast, and meat slows me down. So these are some of the comments that are made. So I'm happy to dispel some of these. And, hearing them, I understand you may feel that way, but maybe it's the fact that you consumed too large of a meal. So what if we did a smaller portion, maybe doing 2 to 3 ounces of a flank steak versus 7 ounces, you might feel differently about it. So that is a common concern of a lot of females. But again, there's always, they sit in front of me, we're private practice. So they're there because they want to make changes. I don't work in a clinic or hospital where people are forced to see me. So typically they're in that state of change. But I will, on social media, I've had a lot of cross-country soccer athletes that are not working with us that will ask me questions about, I feel too full, or I don't want to get fat. I'm really concerned about, eating too much meat or the carbs, things like that. So it's just the same nuances that you guys have been dealing with for years. So they're just perpetuating. So it's, it takes a village. I'm sure you've experienced that too, Mike. Do you ever get questions like that in the weight room?